Hi, my name is David Pitt. I work full-time for the City Bible Forum. I'm married to Tanya and we have 3 children. I've been working full-time for the City Bible Forum for the last 2.5 years, and we're a mission organisation that is trying to reach the world through the workplace with the good news about Jesus. We're funded, like most missionary agencies, through the generosity of God's people, friends, family, supporters, those involved with the ministry, and also those outside of the ministry. Let me back up and tell you my story of getting to where I am now, and then a little bit about what excites me about this current role of working amongst and with workers to proclaim Christ. I caught the ministry bug in my 3rd year of university when I saw a few young guys at uni become Christians, and at that time I thought there's nothing else I want to do with my life but help people come to Christ, find life in Him for the forgiveness of their sins. And it was around the same time that an older Christian tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you should really think about full-time Christian ministry." And prior to that, it was a thought that I'd never had come into my mind. But through the conversion of these 2 young blokes and the encouragement of an older Christian, I started to think about it, and I became quite interested in doing that. But the wisdom, and it was good wisdom, was to throw yourself into ministry and do as much as you can to see whether you're the sort of person that is suited to it. So I led Bible studies, went to training courses, basically took every opportunity I could to be involved in the work of the proclamation of the gospel, sharing the gospel with others, teaching people, reading the Bible with people, just anything that I could. I went on beach missions, and it was through that time that a growing desire came to want to do this with the rest of my life. I worked in IT for 3 years, which is an experience that was really helpful for the work that I'm doing now, because I got to see what a workplace was like and what it was like to try to share the gospel in a workplace. I learned many life skills as well in my 3 years working in corporate IT. But I did an apprenticeship with already a desire in my heart to go into ministry, but I really wanted to first see if I could do it together with my wife, to see whether we were suited together to what ministry was like. And also, I was told by older Christians that doing ministry in your spare time is quite different from doing it with all of your time. And so I really wanted to have a taste of what it was like to have a clear calendar to start with, and then fill it up with things, and how did I go with doing it with all of my time. And those 2 years I wouldn't trade for anything. I learned so much. My trainer, Roy Davidson, I saw his life up close. I saw him wrestle with hard things. I saw him teach. I saw him persevere. He trained me in all sorts of different things, gave me lots of opportunities, just lots of repetitions of reading the Bible and doing various training courses with people, all of which was so helpful for going to college, to go with the right questions, and then also after college to have that breadth of experience in doing different things before I got out and was working for a church. So I worked for a church, uni church in Queensland for 9 years, which was a wonderful time as well. And then it was just a bit over 2.5 years ago that I made the change to work amongst city workers. Some of the things I love about this role and how we're involved with fulfilling the Great Commission is just seeing the workplace as a mission field, to equip Christians to see the opportunities and to be encouraged, and to pray for opportunities to speak the gospel to people they come in contact with through their work. It's a place where many Christians rub shoulders with unbelievers for a big part of their waking hours. And so there are many opportunities to commend Christ, to invite people to consider Christ with them. And so, some of the things that really warm my heart is when we gather Christians together and we give them a vision for this in their workplace, and they say things like, "Why has no one showed me this earlier?" Why haven't there been Christians in this place praying and strategizing and thinking together how they can reach this place for Christ? And so to hear that there's been this latent kind of desire, but no one to bring them together and equip them for that task is really exciting. And then when we start reading the Bible with unbelievers, to see unbelievers wrestle with the text that, with John's Gospel, for example, that they've never read before in their life, and to be asking questions and to say things like, why hasn't a Christian ever shown me these things? Their view of Christianity has been so warped or so non-existent, they never knew that a relationship with Jesus is about a personal relationship with Jesus. The Christianity is not about rules, about there is a God who loves them. They're blown away by Jesus, his love, his compassion, his mercy for people, the way he stands up to the authorities. There's so much in John's Gospel, for example, that is really compelling, that people might find forgiveness and life in Jesus' name. I think you don't necessarily have to have a corporate background to end up working with city workers. I had some of that experience, but I grew up in the country. I don't really consider myself a high flyer in the corporate world by any stretch of the imagination. I think you just need a heart for people. You need a desire to equip Christians and to be on the front line of evangelism as well. All sorts of different roles are required in an organisation like the City Bible Forum. Yes, theologically educated people, but also people that might have done less theological studies but want to work in support roles or in a team. We've got a team in most of the capital cities around Australia, and most of them have a team, so different strengths and different personalities, male and female. It's a wonderful place to do gospel ministry, and strongly encourage people to do an apprenticeship with the City Bible Forum. We've had a number of trainees. We have a number of trainees at the moment, and do all sorts of wonderful ministries. And so I commend that to you. Thanks.